when you get a call, say midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever. Now, how you judge whether you have to go, whether it's something serious? No, what information? Who gives you that information, first of all? Because whenever we see one fire accident, within 5-10 minutes, that sirens come and all the firefighting people come. Now, how that quick response happens, and how you, as an officer, how you can judge whether it's something serious, I have to go, or yes, the people can manage. On what basis you judge?
um, it's like every 25 kilometers there should be a fire station. That is the norm. Okay, so usually in cities the norms are fulfilled, or even it is lesser. Like, sometimes there are stations every 5 kilometers also. But when it is like, in Mofusils, it is sometimes like, more than 25 kilometers. So in cities are the place where you get the most challenging fire calls. So that once the control room gets a call, the control room dispatches the nearest vehicle from the nearest closest station. So it is the first responders to any fire call is the station people along with an SFO. That is the crew with the vehicle. So they go, the station officer assess the fire, and then he decides whether he has to call for more number of vehicles or whether he can tackle that particular fire. So at, I think the appearance or the with the size of the fire at the moment when they visit the spot, the property which is involved and the life which is involved, lives which are involved. So all this decides whether the fire could be contained or it could not be contained, whether more manpower and vehicle required or not required. So he takes a call on that, and then when he says no, this fire needs more vehicles and more property is involved, then the officers are all alerted, and that is how we decide, like, whether we attend the call, whether it is medium or serious. Sometimes it is all in sometimes in monetary terms. So we value the number of, the property involved in it, and then we assess the fires, and then we attend the fire. It is always not valued in terms of monetary. Sometimes it might be a very small fire, but it would be a very sensitive fire. So like there was maybe you take like a hospital fire. It might be a very small fire, just a fire in an electrical circuit. But then we some of the officers, we do attend the fires just to assess what went wrong, how it could be rectified, so that the mishap does not reoccur again. So sometimes the sensitiveness of the fire also requires that the officer is present, or it's more of our own call.
Okay, okay. Now, somewhere I read about you in one newspaper that you went inside that Coimbatore when you were posted there. You had to do that rescue of many people. Can you explain or brief what exactly happened in that day?
Yeah. So I was a probationer then, and it was like a building a mandap which was being constructed collapsed. It was under construction, and when we had received the call, and then when we attended, we saw that a part of the building and which was under construction had collapsed, and the cementing was just being done, and it had collapsed along with that, and people were buried under the bricks and the cement and the scaffolding and everything. So as soon as we rushed to the spot, we were able, I think around 7 was buried, and as we rescued 5 immediately, and one person, I think it was slightly later, but I remember rescuing this one person, which took for us hours to rescue. I think the overnight we're working to around 7 hours of rescue. This person's leg was buried under the debris, and the cement started getting like hardened, solidified. So we weren't able to lift them up. and he was totally like, half of his body was under the debris. All he can do is he could breathe well, he can speak. So we were continuously like, feeding, hydrating him, and then giving him counseling, everything. And but there was one a peculiar thing is like, a little bit of shake anywhere could collapse the other part of the mandapam also, because this mandapam was under construction. It was not a totally constructed building, and all it was supporting was with the scaffolding only. It was standing there, it was supporting this. So any wrong move with the poles and things, there was a chance that the rest of the building might also collapse. So it was a very challenging thing. We have to keep the person in good spirit, counsel him, give him the confidence that yes, he would be out of danger, he would be pulled out. At the same time, we had to pull him out, so that his legs are also saved, and we have to take him like at the right moment, because his legs might be in danger, half of his body. So that was a very challenging task, and with our equipment whichever we had, then we had to slowly break open, remove brick by brick and pole by pole, and cut a little, scrape a little, all that, and then finally we rescued him. And I think that was my major first ever challenging rescue job I was into. And then yes, I think it was only at that time they recognized there was a woman officer who was leading the team in the fire department. And yes, that was a very successful rescue also.
I think you are the one who was sent to England for training also, and later you were selected. You are the only woman who was sent to Germany also for some industrial safety. Can you tell something about that particular training?
Okay, that was on industrial risk management. I think in the year of 2008, and it was by the central government. And I think the officers from various departments being selected to to go for the field and study about the how they manage risk in abroad countries, especially pertaining to industries. So I was the only person selected from Tamil Nadu Fire and Rescue Services, and I was the only woman to be accompanied in a group of 8. The training, yes, it was actually it was kind of like an education on the risk and the risk tackling factors for me too, because it was totally different of how we manage risk. Because everything is coded, everything is laid down, and all firefighting systems are kept in place. And then obviously the training part of it, we happened to visit a training institute too there, where they had everything, every module to cover the rescue and the fire part of it. I've never seen any institution like that. And yes, that had created a kind of like an insight about the risk management and how we have to follow, and maybe certain changes of obviously when we came and presented it here, there were some changes regarding okay how we can also go about it. And then the proposal about an academy at Chennai too came. So yes, we are also developing on it. But then yes, that was a real your horizon about the risk management in other countries was really opened up.